Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hey, I'm your host, Matt Morgan. How's everybody doing today? Yeah, it's another fun day. Another fun day. I'm your host, Matt Morgan. Thanks for tuning in to Car Musings. Yes, it's amazing. I always have something to talk about. Some of you are like, hey, Matt Morgan, shut the hell up. Well, you know what? Let me tell you. If somebody doesn't speak up, if somebody doesn't say anything, if somebody doesn't have a voice, what kind of changes are we going to get? We're not going to get any changes. It's going to be the same shit. And there's going to be no positive, no goodness, no correction, no betterments, no evolution. None of that. This is why you have Mad Morgans of the world. This is why you have those voices of people that want to promote change for the better. Today, the question is do you know why we have laws? And that's basically what I want to put out there because I think there's a lot of brain dead idiots out there that are so ignorant that don't understand why we have laws. They just don't. They don't think it applies to them. They don't think anything. Actually, don't think at all because they're freaking idiots. But they're brain dead to not realize. Now, let me just lay this out for you, okay? Because I think for a lot of different people from a lot of different ways of life, cultures, places in the world, everything else, I think you all have to listen intently into this so you can understand. Because some of you are just complete morons and ignorant and uncivilized and all that stuff. And that's fine. But I want you to understand there's a purpose behind everything. Okay? Now, why do we have laws? And how you contribute to all this. All right? So let's just put it like this. Again, how's your integrity today? Please check out themadmorgan.com. Like, support, everything else. Donate if you're generous and have a good heart. You know, awesome. Okay, so let's get into this. Now, think about it. Let me just lay the groundwork for you here so you can get a mental picture. Because some of you need a picture to be drawn because you can't put one and one together. Oh yeah, I'm not in the mood today because I'm kind of at my boiling point with everything else I got going on. I got to deal with the rest of the crap out there. Okay, imagine if you will your favorite shirt or sweater or blanket. Let's go with the blanket. Now imagine you got a blanket and this blanket gets a little tear in it. One of the threads break, which kind of sucks. But you really like this blanket. Well, if you don't fix that hole or fix those threads, what ends up happening is that it becomes untangled. And when it becomes untangled, it's unwearable, it's unusable, it falls apart. It falls apart, it's useless. It's what are you gonna do with it? It's gone. You gotta throw it away. So consider that society. Consider that the balance that we all have in society, like the civilization. Okay, civilization in the sense of being civilized. You could walk down the street safely. You could sleep well at nights, knowing that nobody's going to kill you in the middle of the night or steal from you or whatever the case may be. So consider that blanket something that is society and the comfort of which you sleep under every night. Okay? Now, the laws are what keep that together. The laws of a country, of a society, all of that's the fibers. Okay? That's kind of what keeps those fibers together. Okay? And if you lose one of those fibers, one of those threads, that's a law that was broken, wasn't followed, and it got out of hand. Threads break. The blanket starts breaking. Society starts breaking. But it's a whole bunch of little laws that actually contribute to it as well. It's not just the big ones. It's all the little ones too. Like driving like a complete fucking moron on the road. Not using your turn signal. Not turning into the right lane. Let's see, I can go on. Speeding. A bunch of morons like to do that. Even the people that know better are doing that kind of shit. So to give you an idea, lots of road violations and laws being broken. Yes, those are laws being broken. That means you fit into the shit pile because you break those laws. Okay? When you need to speed and drive erratically and drive without following the rules of the road, yeah, you are breaking the law. You are a criminal. Congratulations. You can just hand in your integrity card because you don't have one anymore. Yes, you are a piece of shit. Congratulations. Just so you know, that's kind of how it works. Okay? So when you plead ignorance about the fact that you didn't know to use your turn signal, or know that you're supposed to turn in the innermost lane, or all these other excuses for why you didn't do certain things, that's just ignorance. And ignorance of law doesn't buy it. Okay? Now you are contributing to the breaking apart of civilization, the civilized part of society, and you're contributing to the destruction of it. The downpour. Oh, am I being dramatic? No, I'm not. Because enough people keep doing this, eventually everything falls apart. And guess what? We're seeing a lot of that in the world. It's been going on for a while, but this is how societies fall apart. This is how ancient societies, if you watch any documentaries, this is how they fall apart. It all begins with letting the barbarians in the gates and them not following the civilization rules, and everything falls apart. And guess what? We're seeing that in today's world. Now, can you honestly, you listening right now, can you honestly, beyond a shadow of a doubt, beyond any doubt whatsoever, can you claim to be completely innocent without fault in breaking laws, without fault in breaking even the simplest things as littering or traffic violations or anything? No, I don't think you can. Okay? None of us is without guilt, without sin, but some of us actually make a concentrated effort to not be. We actually do follow the rules of the road. We actually do act civilized and polite to people. We actually do keep our communities clean from crime, from litter, from a lot of other things. We actually do act civilized and sophisticated in the sense that we actually want to make it a better place for everybody and not be so selfish, only thinking about ourselves. So yeah, there are some of us that actually do follow that. And if you make a mess in some situation, doesn't mean, somebody else is going to fucking clean it up. Grow the fuck up. Consequence, my friend. There's a consequences. There are laws for a reason. The laws are here to keep us civilized, to keep us safe. Otherwise, people can do whatever the fuck they want. And I'm sorry. There's a lot of people that their heads aren't on straight that should not be allowed to even do half the stuff they're able to do, but they do. And especially if they think they can get away without consequence. I am very much in favor of a dyslurbian, whatever, friggin', all this people talking about, society where you're completely monitored and controlled and, they keep track of everything you do and everything else. I don't care what kind of fancy name you give it. It doesn't really make a difference to me. The reality is that I believe that that's a necessity because the thing is that people are morons. They really are. People cannot be trusted. Not everybody, but a good portion of people cannot be trusted to be unsupervised. It's really stupid, right? And that's why we need cameras, and that's why we need law enforcement. Because people cannot have, not everybody, but there's a portion of people that do not have the rationale to make the right decisions. Do not have the proper common decency to be able to, do things right. And that's why they have to be monitored. That's why they have to go through all this stuff like that. Because the fact is that, they need a babysitter. It's the reality of it. They need a fucking babysitter. They can't be trusted, So, yeah, there are people, So, yeah, if cameras are going up and there's more law enforcement and there's more people monitoring your behavior, it's because you've obviously caused enough shit to break enough of those fibers and enough of those laws that somebody has to monitor your fucking baby ass. Okay? There's consequence for everything in order to have a civilized society. And if people are going to come in and disrupt that, that's the barbarians at the gates. And guess what? We've let them in because they pleaded that they needed help. And the thing is, they came in and decided to destroy the society that took them in and destroy it like the place that they're leaving. So now they're going to have another society to bust and break and cause problems. Because they didn't fucking learn their lesson from where they're coming from. They're going to come in, they're going to fucking break our society. No. Because there's only so many places you can go. So many places you can run and hide. There's so many places that you can visit that are going to take you in for you to fuck up. And then eventually it's just going to become like Mad Max. Like, I don't want that. I don't think a lot of people want that. And you think your money's going to save you? Because there's a bunch of us that are hurting down here in the frickin' front line that are hurting because these laws are not being followed or enforced and these bad elements are being dealt with. That eventually, well, you see, we can't have quality of life. We can't actually have a life. We can't have any sort of security or provide for our families or get employment or anything like that. So eventually we're going to look to where the actual solution is, and guess what? That's the fucking rich. And we're going to come after you. And because that's going to be able to provide for our families. You're safe behind your security guard forces and your high walls and everything else. It doesn't matter. Every wall crumbles. And we will come after you because you're part of the problem. You're not contributing to society and strengthening the security for the average person. You're only thinking about yourself, you selfish prick. It's alright. That's what's going to happen. So I want to give you a full circle on this one. Now, as far as down in the pits, the front lines go, with people that are causing problems, vandalizing, so-called peaceful protests, all this other crap you see going on in the fucking news, call me what you will. I don't really fucking care. But throw your ass in a van, fucking throw you in a boat and put you back where you came from. And if you're not from somebody else and you're causing trouble here, let's find a deep pit and throw you in it. I'm not trying to promote hate. I'm not trying to promote violence. I'm not trying to promote any of that. So you can just shove that up your ass right now. I'm basically looking at the fact is that I've seen, even in my little remote part of the world, okay, my peaceful city that I was born and raised in become shit. And I'm looking at the elements that are causing the shit, other than the government making really stupid decisions. So, yeah, I'm going to start pointing the fingers at the only element that I can see that seems to be the problem. Oh, well, that's racist. That's not fucking racist. That's reality. It's people from other countries that are uncivilized, unconditioned. They didn't assimilate into our ways and are causing problems. And they're causing problems. And they are breaking apart the fabric of our society because they don't know any better, because they haven't been trained, they haven't been educated, anything along those lines. So, yeah, that's one of the problems, but part of the problem, okay? And a good portion of it, and that's what I'm seeing, it's unraveling our society. And that's not racist, that's just observation. Okay. Yes, we need more law enforcement. And if we don't have the manpower for law enforcement, then guess what? We have to monitor it somehow. And what I'm going to recommend is, yeah, cameras, security, using the technology, using all that to keep track of everybody. Is it control? Is it police state? Well, okay, think about this though. It's not like somebody woke up one morning and said, hey, I want to know when everybody shits. No. You've done this as a person of society. You've you've created this. You've allowed this to happen. You have made this become a reality. You can't bitch and complain about it, after somebody puts their foot down and puts an end to your bullshit. Okay? You can't have it both ways. You fucked up. You fucked up, and since you fucked up, somebody has to clean up the mess somehow. We can't just let you keep fucking up. Okay? And you can't just be getting away like a fucking 3-year-old to doing whatever the hell you want. Somebody's got to step in and put a control to this. So you only have yourself to blame. It's either you contributed to unraveling the fabric of society, breaking these laws, or you allowed somebody to do so, or you didn't do anything when you saw somebody doing so. You stuck your head in the sand to play it safe to save your own ass. Okay, so who's at fault? That's one thing I want you to keep into consideration. Who's at fault? Yeah, guess what? That's you. Yeah, you didn't do anything about it. You didn't vote the correct way to get the people in to do something about it. You didn't do something about it in your own community. You basically hid from it, and it became bigger and bigger and bigger because nobody addressed it. You still have to address the problems when they're small so they don't grow. So yeah, let me just give you the natural process of actually having to maintain the laws. If you don't have the manpower for it, especially when people don't appreciate law enforcement that keep it safe at night, okay, they sacrifice their own health and well-being and everything else in order to keep your little ass fucking safe at night. Okay, somebody's got to do something, and guess what? If you don't have the person power to do it, you gotta look for alternatives. You're going to look at technology. Technology is the next step to do it. Well, if technology has to be making the right decisions, great. Excellent. But yes, if you see more cameras out there and if you start seeing other new technology, that's to basically monitor your ass from breaking windows, from ripping off people, from ripping off stores, from stealing, from mugging, from hurting, from raping, from murdering, from everything else, from even traffic violations. Okay? You're speeding and possibly causing somebody death because you're speeding and you're irrational and you're being unsafe, which is unsafe to others, not just yourself. You're not following the rules of the road. All this is in a nutshell. Yes, you're a fucking little piece of shit. That's what you are. Yes, hence my name, Mad Morgan. I'm fucking mad at you fuckers. I saw some wench the other fucking day, bad driver, couldn't stay in the right lane, couldn't signal save her life, 1,000,001 traffic violations. Did they give a shit? No, they didn't give a shit. Didn't give a shit. I wanted to fucking smack her upside the head. Get the fuck out of the car, park the car, you don't deserve to drive. Because that's exactly what happens, my friends. The law-abiding citizens, the ones that follow the rules, that are civilized, that do value, consider themselves blessed for what they have, there's limits. And those law-abiding, level-minded people have their limits. And they will eventually blow up. They will eventually blow up and they will react because they're sick and tired of them doing the right thing, having integrity, being righteous, civilized people, contributing to the fabric of society and civilization, and they're seeing all these assholes not do their part. Yeah, eventually they will snap. And I'm one of them. Fuck yeah, I'll snap. So I'm speaking my voice because I want people to fucking smarten up. Gets really friggin' annoying when you start destroying civilizations. I don't blame people. I don't blame countries for not letting other people into their country. I don't blame countries for shutting off their borders, not taking in people. I don't blame them for wanting to keep level control of their society. I don't blame them at all. You know, it's very simple. Look at the models of society that have actually, kept the barbarians at the gate and outside. And look how their society is running. It's running well. Oh, is that just coincidental? No, 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 no. That's because they actually locked the gates. They said, fuck you, and no. And that's basically it. And look at the numbers. No crime, no joblessness, no homelessness, none of this other bullshit. I wonder what caused that. You got to really think about that. It's one thing that people are overlooking and missing. Oh, am I just hating on immigrants? No, I'm just not hating on immigrants. Because there's people in our own societies that are not the contributing factors that are civilized members of society that still need course correction. But where they've been failed is, their parenting, and their parents. It's their parents' fault why they're acting the way they do. Nobody else's fault. The parents were uncivilized barbarians, and they raised or didn't raise and didn't give good morals and good values and good teachings and good ways and everything else to their kids, and their kids ended up growing up to be assholes too. So, yeah, it is frustrating. So, what's our solution, folks? Well, you protesting, you complaining, you causing a big fuss, you going out on so-called peaceful protests and causing violence and vandalism and defacings and all this stuff like that. That's not going to change anything. That's just going to piss off people. And you're going to be targeted as somebody that nobody wants to help. So whatever you are protesting against goes to the bottom of the shit pile. We don't care. Because this is how you're representing your cause. We want nothing to do with it. And if law enforcement can get their hands on you, fuck, I hope they do, and throw you in a deep dark hole for a while. Let you think about what you've been doing. Just saying. Yeah, I'm a little pissed off. I am. I've been pissed off for a while with a lot of things, but somebody's got to make a change. And it's funny. I kind of, and I hate to say this, I kind of do applaud Trump with his efforts for what he's doing to a degree, but he kind of went extreme with it. I do agree with him gathering up, people and that are not legally supposed to be in the country and moving them back to where they came from. But on the flip side of that, I don't know. He blanketed the whole thing and basically everybody, and I don't think that should have been done. I think, frankly, it should have been look at the person, look at their records. Were they a contributing member of society? Did they keep their nose clean? Did they contribute? Did they have an honest living? All this stuff like that. I think that if I was in that position, that would have been how I would have been doing the ICE and the deportation and everything else. I would have looked at each individual and said, okay, no, you've been good. You've been a contributing member of society, paying your way, doing a hard day's work, everything else. You haven't broken any laws. Guess what? You can stay in the country. Oh, but this guy over here, this girl over here, oh no, they got felonies for burglary. Da, 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 da. Yeah, guess what? Get the fuck in the van. You're going. Your ass is out of here. That's how I would have did it. I would have did it based on their criminal records, if they had any, and any infringements towards being a civilized member of society. That would have been how, and I would have did that for my own citizens too. Hell, I would have looked at not not people that their origins were from other countries. I would have looked at even, in this particular case, American citizens. I would have looked at American citizens and said, okay, so Jim Bob, yeah, you did this. I guess what? You're going to have a nice vacation somewhere else in the world, and it's not going to be here. Like, you're not coming back. You're on the boat. You're going too. But I'm born here. No, it doesn't matter. But we don't need your shit anymore. So yeah, I would have did it for fucking everybody. I mean, and I hate to agree with something that Trump did. I really do hate to agree with something that Trump did, but you know, I think he had the right intention, the right motion to do, this process that he decided to do. Um, I'm not going to agree with everything he's done because he's a fucking lunatic. But when it comes to cleaning up society, he had the right idea. Little extreme, but he had the right idea. So I have to applaud his efforts with regards to that. But that's just my opinion. What do I know? As far as society goes and the laws, they're there for a reason. You want the peace of mind, the laws are there for that. If you're going to get your knowledge from TV shows and movies and social media and everything else about how law enforcement is, then you're a fucking idiot. Yes, I agree that the states is very willy-nilly about who they hire for their law enforcement, but the organized, proper law, they should follow the letter of the law. And yeah, not everybody's perfect. And there are some that fall through the cracks and get around the system, but eventually they all get found out. Anyways, that's a topic for another show. All I'm saying is learn what integrity means. And basically, integrity means doing the right thing when no one else is watching. You might have it fucking fixated in your little nugget that, you're doing the right thing and you breaking the law and you selling drugs and you committing crime and you doing all this crap is right for whatever reason, and you basically put a black mark on all law enforcement and everything else. You're not contributing to keeping the fabric of society intact. You are the problem. And even the little things that you think you're a good citizen, a good person, yes, you are the problem. As simple as not using your turn signal, following the law and the rules of the road, putting earbuds in your ears, your iPod, your iBuds or whatever. You can't drive with those in your ears, morons. You're obstructing your ability to hear. You're not legally allowed to have those in your ears, you fucking idiots. Stop that. That's breaking the law. Holy crap, I can go on. There's a lot of morons out there. And yes, really think about what you do. It's not about convenience, my friends. It's not all about you. It's about society as a whole. Otherwise, societies crumble. And yours will be the next, wherever you are in the world. And you can kind of thank yourself for it, because unless you were that law-abiding citizen, it's either you're on one end where you're following the laws, or the other ones that you're getting frustrated with everybody breaking the laws, and you didn't do anything about it. So do something about it. Vigilantes? I don't know. I might just think that's a good idea. Just saying. All right, I'm going to wrap this up. I'm babbling on, and wow, holy crap, it's a long show. Love you for tuning in. Appreciate it. I'm your host, Mad Morgan. Please check out themadmorgan.com. I would appreciate that. Have some resources on there. Leave some comments. Leave some contributions, donations. Even share us. Tell people about the show, about what we're trying to do, and make a difference. And I'm here at my own expense to do what I can to make this world better. And keep it going. Keep it going. Keep the change going for the better for everybody. All right. Love you. Thanks for tuning in. I'm your host, Mad Morgan, and I will see you next episode. You've been listening to Car Musings. Bye for now.